everyone, this is lesson number 5, and I can't believe we're about halfway done our 7-step tune, and we only have 2 lessons left. So last class we focused on one of the hardest sections of the 7-step tune. Today's section is a bit easier, so after today's class we will have most of our tune completed. Okay, before we start, don't forget to tune your fiddles, and if you've already done so, let's get started. So we're gonna, similar to how you should be practicing, we're going to play the G major scale together. We'll review that scale quickly together, and then we'll continue with our 7-step. So it's always important to review the scale before you play your tune, especially as a beginner fiddle player, because it tells you in your scale, it'll tell you where your fingers should be going. So I'll just play it quickly first. You can feel free to listen and observe, and then we'll do a quick review, slowing it down. So if you were watching my fingers, you would have noticed that my second finger, right, my middle finger was high on the G string, the D string, so the 2 lowest toned strings are the ones furthest to the left, and then it was close to my first finger, right, on the A and the E string. And if you were watching my bow, you would have noticed that I changed angles of my arm to make sure I'm hitting just the one string that I want to play, right? So if I'm going from the A to the D, I'm moving my angle of my bow up to accommodate that. Okay, let's do a quick review. You should have the finger placings down by now. So let's play the G major scale together, and we'll play it nice and slow. Okay, if you need to pluck it first, feel free to pause and pluck. Yeah, if you're up for the bow, let's do it together. Starting on open G, so no fingers on the lowest string here to the left. Here we go. 3, 2, ready, go. Down the scale. Low 2. High 2. Another high 2. Okay, if you need to go back and do that one again, please feel free to do so. If not, you can continue on with our 5th lesson here. So I'm also going to do a quick review of the 7-step, make sure that it's nice and in our heads before we work on that tune together today. So I'm going to play it once through right now, so feel free to just listen for this, and hum along with it if you want. That way you'll have this tune nice in your head. Here we go. Okay, hope you were all humming along with that. Now let's review what we've learned so far. So we're actually we've learned half of the tune together so far. So actually I'll show you our progress on our little tab sheet over here. So we've learned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars together. We're going to focus on, this is 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so we're going to do another 4 bars today, which will leave us with just the last 2 bars, known as the ending of the tune. And yeah, we are most of the way there. So that's what we'll be doing today. The next 4 bars, from bars 7 to 10. I'll play before we move on to the new section. It's always good to review what we've done so far, making sure that you're all practiced up and ready for the next section of this tune. So let's review the first 6 bars of the 7-step we learned in class. I'll play it quickly here, and then we'll do a quick reviewing with the plucking, and then we'll play it with the bow together. Okay, that's what we've learned so far. Let's break that down a little bit. I'll put away my bow here. And we will pluck together the first 6 bars of the tune. Okay. Here we go. Starting on the 3rd finger on D. Let's pluck together. 3, 2, ready, go. And then your first finger on A. Low 2. Another low 2. Open E. First finger on A. D3. Okay, let's practice that at least one more time, and then we'll move on and add the bow. Okay, getting our fiddles up in nice positions. Here we go, thirding on the third finger on D. 1, 2, ready, go. First finger on A. Okay, one more time and then we'll add the bow. Starting on the third finger on D. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, so that was plucking our first 6 bars. Let's do a couple of bow exercises and then we'll add the bow to our first 6 bars. So remembering a good bow holds, taking your bow in your left hand, thumb in, making that bunny fist, putting those 2 middle fingers right over the eye of your frog, slipping your thumb into the mouth of that frog, pointer finger down, pinky on top. Okay? And to assess if we have a good control feeling, if your bow hold is actually a good one, you should be able to do this windshield wiper exercise, going back and forth with your bow. Okay, let's grab our fiddles. We'll just play open long bows in each direction on each of the strings. So we'll go G, G, D, D, A, E, E. Starting on down bow, switching directions each note. Here we go. 3, 2, ready, go. D, and then back down, we'll play E again. A, okay, that's known as a rainbow. You can also do the fancy rainbow where we try to fit all 4 strings into one down bow stroke, and then all 4 strings E, A, D, G on another bow stroke going upwards. Let's attempt that one again. Starting the down bow as far down as you can get. Okay, starting on your G in a down direction. 3, 2, ready, go. One more time. Okay, and you can also do some of your other bow exercises focusing on going from D to A to E, and then back. Okay, it's important to keep up those bow exercises. All right, let's play that 7-step bars 1 to 6 together with our bows. starting with the third finger on the D string. Here we go. 3, 2, down bow, ready, go. First finger on A. Low 2. First finger on A now. Okay, let's do that one more time. Starting on the third finger on the D string. 3, 2, ready, go. Okay, if you need to pause and do that one a couple more times, please do. I want you to have your first half of this tune pretty confident before we move on to the next section. This section is more or less a little bit easier than that last section because you're actually repeating some of the notes and some of those bars that we've already learned before, especially those two tricky ones. So those two bars are going to come into play again in this next section we're going to learn together today. So let's listen to the next section of this 7-step tune, and then we'll get into learning it. We'll pluck it first, of course, and then we'll add the bows later on in this lesson. So so this is what we've learned so far. That's what we learned so far, and now continuing on what we're going to learn today. Okay, so it's going. Okay, so let's break down that into smaller pieces. So starting on a nice open A. Okay, let's pluck it together first. Put down my bow and we'll pluck that first. We get nice and close. Open A. And this next section is essentially going up that scale, which is why we practice our scales, right? So we're going to add some fingers, and then we're going up our scale here, right? Starting on the D string. Okay, so first, starting on the open A, here we go. A, first finger, second finger close to 1, open, and we're going to go to the D string. So let's practice that one section. Open A, first finger, second finger, open A, and then D2, second finger on D, which is a high 2. One more time, open A, first finger, second finger, open A, second finger on D. One more time, A, 1, 2, open, D2. Okay, one more time, and then if you need to, pause and repeat. If not, we'll continue on. Open A, first finger, second finger, open, D2. Okay, next section. This is where our scale comes into play. So, and we're going to go open D, and put our first finger, second finger, third finger, open A, first finger, second finger, third finger. Okay, so it's essentially taking a section of that G major scale. We keep learning or keep practicing, and we'll start on our D string, adding fingers. Right, first finger, second finger, open E or open A. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and as you add fingers, I don't know if you've noticed, but as you add fingers on your fiddle, it will make the tone higher. So as you add fingers going towards you in your direction, your tone or that melody will go higher. As you take fingers away, it will get lower. Okay? All right, let's practice those two sections together. Okay? Starting on that open A. So we'll do that nice and slow. Open A. First finger, second finger, open, and then D2, open D, and then we'll start our scale. 1, 2, 3, open A, 1, low 2, third finger. One more time with that section. Open A. 1, 2, open, D2, open, D, 1, 2, 3, open A, 1, low 2, 3. Okay, one more time. Practice makes perfect. And then we'll move on to our next section. You can always pause and repeat. That's the great thing about online lessons, online recordings of these lessons. Starting on our open A, okay? 1, 2, open, D2, open D, 1, 2, 3, open A, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like I said, feel free to pause and go back a couple minutes and repeat if you need to repeat that section. If not, if you're feeling you got the fingers for that, let's move on. So far, we've done our next section. Great news, it's the 2 bars we've already learned. The 2 hard bars. Okay, we'll do those nice and slow together, and then we'll add them all into one, okay? Let's review our 2 hard bars that we learned last week. starting on our second finger on A. 2, 3, open E, 2 on A, open A, first finger, or actually we'll repeat that. So second finger on A, 2, 3, open E, 2, open A. Now I should remind you, it is important, you could cheat, right, and go 2, 3, and then just leave all fingers on your A and go over to your E and then back. But remember, with your bow, when you add your bow in there, it makes it, you'll get a nice squeak, because often you'll play, you'll accidentally, your finger will be on 2 strings at once. It's very hard to practice without that. So yeah, so keep your fingers off when you're playing your E string. So you'll notice I lift all my fingers off, right? Here, let's practice that section again. We'll move on. 2, 3, open E, 2, open A. Okay, moving on. First finger on A, 2, 3, 1 on A, D3. So first finger on A, 2, 3, 1, third finger on D. Okay, let's add those two together. Starting from, so we'll do this together. Add those two together, and we'll add it all from bar 7. So starting on second finger on A. Let's repeat that one more time. Second finger on A. First finger on A. Okay, so now let's add those 2 bars to the first 2 bars that we've learned. So okay, that's what we're going to play together. Here we go. Starting on the open A. Three, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, open, D2, open D. We're going up the scale. 1, 2, 3, open A. 1, 2, 3. Now our 2 bars we know. 3, open E, 2, open A, first finger on A, 2, 3, 1, D3. So we'll play that section again that we've learned new today. So that'll start on our open A. Get nice and ready. Open A. Here we go. 3, 2, ready, go. 2, open A, D2, open D, going up our scale. 1, 2, 3, open A. 1, 2, 3, and our repeated bars. 1, 2, 3, 1, D3. One more time from the top, from our open A. 3, 2, ready, go. All right, if you need to practice that, plucking and your finger placements a few more times, feel free, pause, go back and repeat. There's no harm in repeating. That's how we get better, right? So let's add our bow to that new section. Okay, so adding our bows. Don't forget to spend the time and make a nice bow hold. If you need to do a couple windshield wipers before you start, a little back and forth, making sure we got control of that bow. Fiddle's up. Starting on that open A, we'll do in a down bow direction to start. And remember, one note is one bow stroke in either direction, right? And we're going to switch directions each time for each note. So okay, that's what we're going to play. Here we go, starting on a down bow. You can see my bow, it's halfway, the lower half of the bow, but not way down at the frog or at the bottom where my hand is. It's about halfway, or about 3/4 of the way down. So let's start on the open A. 3, 2, ready, go. Second finger, open E. Okay, let's do that again. Starting on our open A. So that's our next section of the tune, leaving us with the last 2 bars. So there's 12 bars in totals. Last week, or the first part of this, we did 2 bars. The next class, the 3rd class, I guess it was, we did, or the 4th class, we did bars 3 to 6. Today we did 7 to 10, and next week we're going to do 11 and 12. Let's do that one more time, this new section, and then we can't forget that this new section fits in with a larger tune. So let's review this one more time, and then we'll add it from the very, very top. But first, let's review the section one more time. Okay, make sure we have our new section nice and confident. Starting on the open A. 3, 2, ready, go. All right, if you need to practice that section, feel free to pause, go back and repeat. If not, we are going to add that new section, bar 7 to 10, to our top of our tune. So this is what it should sound like. I'll play it a little bit quicker so you can get a bit of the rhythm that goes with it, if you'd like. From the top. This is the section coming up that we've learned. Okay, so that's what we've learned so far. Let's play it a bit slower together. Here we go, from the very top, third finger on our D string. 3, 2, ready, nice long bow strokes, ready, and go. D3. First finger on A. Open A. Open D, going up the scale. First finger. Okay, look at that. That is what we've learned today. With what we've learned so far, we'll do it one more time, and then that'll be close to the end of our 5th lesson. Starting from the third finger on D. 3, 2, ready, go. First finger on A. Second finger on A. First finger on A. D3. Now our new section. Okay, look at that. We have most of our tune for the 7th step down, ready to go. Of course, you're going to need to practice that section, the new section, adding it onto the old section. Don't hesitate to rewatch this lesson number 5, but also lesson number 4. There's a lot of finger placements and a lot of good meat of the song was done in lesson 4 and 5. So yeah, don't hesitate to rewatch those and practice. When practicing on your own, always I would say first start off with your G major scale. You can always pluck that first and then add your bow after. You don't have to play it that fast. Play it nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race, okay? Then, once you finish your G major scale, you can do your bowing exercises, right? So practicing good bow holds, playing your control game of your windshield wiper, doing your rainbow exercise, and then focusing on bowing teeter-tottering, especially between your D, your A, and your E. Okay, especially because you really need to get it ingrained in muscle memory of where that angle from your D is when you're playing on your D string and what angle you need to make your A string nice, clean sound on your bow. Remembering to play in between your bridge and your fingerboards, and nice pressure of your bow, right? So you don't want too much pressure. We have crunches. You don't want really soft pressure. You'll get wispy sounds. We want nice in between pressure. And yeah, and then practice plucking your 7-step from your first bar, right? All the way to what we've learned so far, and then of course adding the bow afterwards. And don't be afraid to section off certain parts of the tune, especially those 2 hard sections of this tune. So just playing those 2 bars over and over and over again, because those are really the hardest sections of this tune. And as you know from today, they are repeated. So you got to play those 2 bars twice in this song. So yeah, if you get those 2 sections of the tune, then you're well on your way to mastering the 7-step. So yeah, if you, of course, if you have any questions, feel free to write them down and to bring them up at our in-person virtual lesson gathering for lesson number 5. And yeah, keep practicing, and we'll see you for our final lesson number 6.